Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is releasing right around the corner later this week. Can you believe that? My excitement for it, I don't even know if I can measure it. The moment I first saw the announcement trailer, I immediately started brainstorming tons of ideas for interesting track designs and aesthetics around it. I went to Walmart, bought myself a $14 RC car for testing purposes, and then drove the toy car around my living room for a few minutes. Then... Man, with this thing. I quickly ran into some rather daunting issues. Some quite concerning, and others disgusting. After that, I quickly realized that there's far more things I should have taken into account before I can even begin playing Home Circuit, and driving around and building tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the things you absolutely need to do before you play Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Might as well start out with the most obvious point. Moving aside big tables, sometimes pricey racing chairs, and other obstructing objects are all gonna give you so much leverage with the track designs your toy car is going to be driving around in. It's going to make your entire designing process far easier. Plus, it'll also eliminate potential connection issues with the kart, if you plan on playing in TV mode. If for some reason you can't free up more space in your house, then I guess work with that restricted space and make tight and twisty tracks like the Monaco Street Circuit, and be sure to play in handheld mode as well. Some of the props I'm personally going to be using involve sports cones, boxes, Christmas lights, water bottles, Legos, and yes, even Play-Doh. My ideas are to use both the Legos and the Play-Doh to create racing curbs, with the Play-Doh added to smooth out and soften the impact after hitting the Lego bumps. The boxes are self-explanatory. I'm going to be using them as tunnels, but I'm going to take it a step further and rig some lights around it, just to keep the tunnel from feeling too dark, which is where the Christmas lights come in, and are more than convenient enough, and I can cut out holes in the box to feed the lights through it. I'll be using cones for an obvious reason. I'll use those for track boundaries and a measure to stop chances of shortcutting the track in unintended ways. Originally, I intended the cones to be used as racing curbs instead of the Legos, but quickly they proved to be too steep to drive over, and disadvantageous at times when being ran over. Plus, there's no actual telling if that much slope ran over could actually damage the components inside the kart. Notice how I saved my intentions with water bottles last, because that actually leads into my next segment. Now, in a general Q&A session for Home Circuit, under the section How Durable the Karts Are, it says that they can handle bumping into household items used to design the course, such as some props we've mentioned here already, like blocks and furniture. There is what looks to be a strip of rubber crafted onto the front end of the toy cart, presumably designed to reduce the impact from solid objects like furnitures and walls. I see that for being good for if you are racing at only 50 or 100cc speeds, but at 150 and 200cc, I feel that installing some extra protection is going to be needed to keep these carts working properly after extensive use. This is finally where the water bottles are coming in. I may need to buy a bunch of them in bulk and have them use up more room than I expected, but if I'm going to be taking 101% care of these $100 carts, then this is something I'm willing to do. Plus, maybe the lines of water bottles could end up looking cool. I'll end this section demonstrating an impact comparison between a solid wall versus a line of water bottles. You tell me whether or not this is a good idea in the comments. I'll keep this section short, as this really only concerned those who plan on recording and streaming Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. You know, there's a good reason as to why you can't use the share button with this title, and it's for the same reason that I'm about to explain. You likely could have tons of personal information around your house, or other things you don't intend on showing. If you're about to do videos in areas you don't normally record in, much so live stream, I'd recommend hiding those sensitive objects before you even start recording and playing. For me, I only need to hide family photos. For some, maybe you have a license plate of your car sticking out somewhere in the distance, or maybe even your home address. I know that's really stretching things, but my point is, don't forget that most of Home Circuit's gameplay is going to be a camera feed of your own house. Before you hit record, you really should consider all the things you don't want to show, on accident, before the entire internet sees it. Alright, here we go. This is my last tip I'm sharing, and out of all of them, it could arguably be the most important. Clean your floors. Oh my gosh, think about all the hair being shed on the floors from girls and pets. Think about dust bunnies accumulated in the corners of wooden floors. If it's been a long time since you've last cleaned your house, and you plan on playing Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, then by the end of it, you better expect to see tons of dust on the tires, and hair getting wrapped around the tire housings. Going back to tip 3, you want to take care of your toy car by making sure they run properly, and if you're going to have it contract hair and dust, it's only going to hurt the kart's performance. As much of a pain it is to say, I think you should dust and vacuum the area of your house you're going to be using every single time before you play, just in case there's hair and dust on the floor that could get ran over. That is all. Thank you for watching. If that last bit completely deterred you from playing Home Circuit, I apologize. But, unfortunately, that's the reality. Good luck buying a cart if you haven't pre-ordered it yet, or walking in this Friday to try and pick one up, as it seems stock for both the Mario and Luigi carts, just like Amiibo back in 2014 and 15, are once again going to be in very limited quantities. Enjoy Home Circuit. I'll see you guys next time.